Hello everyone and welcome to the neighborhood. I am the Token Dice Guy Monty, here alongside my friend Gary. Say hi, Gary. Talking to one over here. But today we're here to help you learn about the game Machi Kuro. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to go through 4 pieces of the game that are going to help you better enjoy it and, put up a little bit of competitiveness against your friends. First, we'll discuss kind of the scenario for the game, discuss what makes this such a fun game, and kind of get you into character a little bit for it. Next, we'll discuss what it takes to win, how you're going to beat out all those would-be amazing cities that try to pop up in the world. Next, we'll discuss the components of the game, what makes the game the game. Well, these are the pieces, this is what really goes into it, Yeah. And then finally, we'll kind of discuss the turn structure, how all this kind of incorporates together. Maybe do like a little practice turn at the end to help you better have an idea of it. But let's get started. First off, welcome to the city of Machi Kuro. You have been elected the mayor of this fine established city. How established, you might ask? Well, not as much as you would like. Thus, why they elected you. Because all you're running on currently is a wheat field, a bakery, and one itsy-bitsy little dice. Yeah, not much to work with, really, if you ask me. And these people, they have some pretty big demands. They're expecting you to help unemployment. They want jobs. They want to work. They're also expecting you to build them a theme park. Is that crazy? Cheese factories? Okay, I can see cheese factories. That kind of works out, And you know what? They even want a radio tower. They act like their little banjos and stuff aren't enough to, enjoy, some music. They want it actually live streamed over radio. That's crazy. But it's going to be up to you to help fulfill these demands and to help build this amazing city before your opponents do. Now, in order to win the game of Machi Kuro, there are 4 places that must be built before others. Let's take a look at them. You have a radio tower. Already discussed that one. Next, a train station, the shopping mall, and the amusement park. In order to win the game, you must be the first one to build these 4 places. Now, this may sound simple and easy, but it costs a lot of money to build a radio tower, an amusement park, a shopping mall. Not so much on the train station. Train station is pretty cheap, but it's an important part of the economy and working to get the public transportation system up and running. It's very, very important. So, you're going to have to work your hardest to earn money to get these structures built up. Now, you may ask, Token Dice Guy, how am I supposed to earn enough money with just a bakery and a wheat field to help me out? Man, you got me living in the boonies. It's going to be impossible. Well, look no further. This is going to get a lot easier, a lot faster. As you look down here, you see the various cards. The supply cards that make up the game. Each of these cards has an important role to play in your building up your city. Now, depending on the strategy that you take, the way your opponents play, will determine kind of how you want to approach building your city. Now, first, let's take a look at each of the cards individually to help you better understand. First, you can notice that there are 4 different colors available to you here. First, we have the blue color, which is your primary industry cards. These cards are going to allow you to get income from the bank during anyone's turn. Yes, anyone's turn, not just your own. So this is an important one to think about as you're building up your city. Very important because it can go off at any time. Next, you have your green structures, which are your secondary industries. Sadly, these aren't as good as your primary industries in that you can only get income from the bank during your turn only. Yes, only on your turn. So make sure you keep that in mind as you're building up these structures, because if you plan to roll these great numbers yourself every time, maybe not a bad idea to build up on them. But if you want to really throw it to your opponent, let's take a look at the red cards. These cards are your restaurants. These are the places that are going to steal the money away from your opponents. Yes. And for these cards, you are able to take coins from the person who rolled the dice that turn. I.e., when your opponent rolls the dice, If they roll your number, you get to steal their money. Forcing them to tip. Yeah, forget 10%. That's awesome. Next, and finally, we have our purple establishments. These are the major establishments, the ones that are really going to bring in the income. For these, you get income from all other players, but it can only happen on your turn. Now, there are 4 of these in the game, each of them costing a little bit different amounts, but doing their own unique thing. Based on the strategy that you're taking, keep this in mind as you're going. Now, we've seen the various cards. We've seen that, oh, there's a primary industry, there's secondary industry, restaurants, major establishments. Oh my God, we have an economics class here. I don't know what to do. It's not that bad. Fairly simple. If you take a look at each card, there are a few components on each that will allow you to help to better learn the game. So, let's take another look here. Let's see if I can get the word right. Transition. There it is. Now, here, let's take my hand off the actual text because that doesn't look very good. There are various parts that make up this card. Now, if you take a look at the very top, we have our first piece, which is the number 1. Oh, wow, amazing. Yay, it's a number. Well, this is an important thing to keep in mind because when the die is rolled, if the number rolled on that die is this number, then this text down here is what gets activated according to if it's your turn or your opponent's turn. Now, if you remember, the blue cards are primary industry cards. Thus, they are activated during anyone's turn. So, if you roll a 1 or your opponent rolls a 1, you're going to get 1 coin from the bank on anyone's turn. Anyone's. It's perfect. Yay! So that's the first part of the cards. Next, we have the name of the card. Kind of gives a little bit of flavor text, but if you look beside it right there, you're going to see a little emblem. These emblems will play into some of the other cards in that it helps with their types. Some of the various types that are within the game are this guy here, which is the... You know what? It really stinks when they actually don't list the name for them. I'm going to say that is a agricultural place. Yeah, that's perfect. Then you have places like the bakery here that's, got the little bread symbol. Yeah, let's take a look at it. A little bit of bread. And then, of course, you have like your major establishments here that have like little radio towers and things on them. So, each of these places is important to keep in mind for that part of the card. Next, you have the final and most important, second most important component of the card, in my opinion, is bada bing. That little number right down there. Let's see if I can get to focus. Close enough. Wait, no. I want to focus. Get here. This camera's acting up on me today. So that number in the bottom right for me, bottom left for y'all, is the cost of the card. So with these components in mind, we were able to really go into how a turn works. Now, one thing I did forget to show you was on the 4 cards that are needed to win the game, they're pretty much built the same way, but they cannot be used until you've paid for them. So in the bottom left of the card, left on your screen, you'll see the cost of them. 4 for the train station, 10 for the shopping mall, 16 for the amusement park, and a whopping 22 for the radio tower. Gets a little expensive really fast. So you got to get your strategy put into place and figure out exactly how much you want to spend where on these other cards, but not overdoing it too much that you're never able to pay for your ones that you need for winning. So keep that in mind a bit. Now that we have the basic concepts of the cards, how they work down, and all that good jazz, yeah, I guess that's the best word for it. Now let's look at the way a turn works. How you're actually going to play the game. So, at the beginning of the game, you determine who's going to, roll first, go first, however you want. Maybe who is the most mayoral, whoever dressed up actually in the top hat, mustache, curly Q thing with the, that. Or, just however you want to. Random person generator. They're out there. Anyways, the game is played in 3 steps per turn. First, you have your die roll. At the very beginning of every turn, you're going to roll the die and you're going to consult the number on there. Take a look at the number, then take a look at your cards. Now, don't forget to look at your cards, because if your opponent rolls, say, a 3, and you have a cafe down, and you forget that, oh man, they rolled a 3, I'm glad for them. Oh wait, but you're supposed to get money from them. That's important. Now, let me ask, what happens if I have a number, they have a number, let's say they roll that 3, and they have a bakery. So the bakery says that they get 1 coin from the bank on their turn only. Well, your card says that you get 1 coin from the player who rolled the dice. So you just want to give me that coin that you're fixing to get? Doesn't work that way. What happens first is you have to make sure that these are going in the correct order. If you have multiple ones that are going to go off at the same time, you have to resolve them in the following order. Red cards go first. Now, you may wonder why on that. Well, it's pretty simple. If the person has 0 coins and they roll that 3, you're not getting anything out of them. That's why I keep myself poor the whole time, or just because I'm poor. But red cards always are resolved first. After the red cards, you will resolve your secondary industries and primary industries, the green and blue. Then finally, you'll resolve your major establishments, the purple. So make sure you keep that in mind in your order if the same number is rolled. Now, you can, on your turn, if you have multiple of the greens or blues, or on your opponent's turn, it doesn't matter. If you have multiple of that number, then all of them actually will go off. So make sure you're resolving all of them. If you have, 5 wheat fields and your opponent rolls a 1, you better grab those 5 coins. Easy. Now, once you've rolled the dice, step 1, you go into step 2, which is the cha-ching, get your money. So, like I said, if the opponent was to roll that 1 and you have 5 wheat fields, make sure you get your money out of it. That's going to be the next step. Now, this can only happen on the turn of the person who rolled the dice, but step 3, they're then able to construct something. So, we go back over here and we look at our cards. During the turn, you roll your card and you get some money. Let's say I rolled the 1, I got my 5 coins. Yeah, I want to purchase something. So, I really, really, really want me a bakery. So, I have the chance to spend 1 coin, cha-ching, into the bank, and purchase this bakery for me. Woohoo! I got a bakery. I can make pies. Now, caveat to that, you are only allowed to purchase 1 establishment per turn. Therefore, you can't just, start hoarding your money up and then starts to get to the end of the game and say, oh, well, I'm going to buy all of my 4 places before you have a chance to. You got to make sure you're buying them along the way. So, very, very, very important piece of the game. Now, play continues on and on and on. Once you've done this, it goes on to the next player's turn. They roll, they earn their income, they do their construction. Easy peasy. Keeps going, keeps going. Now, some of the other little tidbits of the game to help you get along. You may be asking yourself, wait, why are there 2 dice? You only get to roll 1 per turn, right? Not necessarily. If you have the train station built, it's going to allow you to roll 1 or 2 dice. Yay! This is really important for when you finally start wanting to build like the cheese factory, the furniture factory, some of those bigger areas. The mine's a really, really good one in my opinion. I use it all the time. But having 2 dice to be able to roll is going to be very important. Now, at the beginning of your turn, you choose whether to roll 1 or 2 dice. When you do this, keep in mind, I know this may sound, cheesy, and, oh, I can do basic math, money, it's not that hard. But, you know, I just got to remind you, you don't get just to, if I rolled both of them and one was a 3, one was a 2, oh, that doesn't mean that I rolled a 3 and a 2. That means I rolled a 5. Therefore, only the ones with a 5 on them will go off. So keep that in mind. Now, there is one card in the game called the Radio Tower, which is one of your 4 things you got to finish up, that will allow you once every turn to choose to re-roll your dice. Now, when you do this, you're not, if you rolled 2 dice, you can't just re-roll one of them, you have to re-roll both. So, yes. Don't think you're going to, hold on to that 1 or that 2, try to play the numbers a little bit. No, you got to re-roll them both. It's the only way to play the game. So, but that is essentially the way this game is played. Not much to it. It just continues on until the first player has, whoever the first player is, whoever the first player that has established all 4 of their areas, the game will immediately end, and that player is declared the winner. So, easy peasy, right? Awesome. So, that is it for the game of Machi Kuro. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to post them down below in the comments. I will answer them as quick as possible and help clarify any of the rules that you may have questions on. Also, tomorrow night, on Wednesday, it will be August 3rd. Yes, August 3rd, so just in case you're watching this later on, we will be streaming this. We will be streaming some gameplay, my wife and I, over Twitch at twitch.tv/TheTokenDiceGuy at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So please come out and watch us, cheer us on, cheer my wife on. She always wins. I don't, it's just the way it goes. I'm horrible with dice rolls. I play Warhammer 40k, so my dice rolls are always horrible. That's why I stuck up on Wheatfield, so I'm always rolling 1s, so it works out in the end. But anyways, that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that little, it's going to be over here actually, hit the little thumbs up thing. Also, you can visit me, once again, at twitch.tv/TheTokenDiceGuy and at facebook.com/TheTokenDiceGuy as well. And if you enjoy these videos, let me know. I really want to put on some more for you, give you some more rules explanation, have a little bit more fun with it. I want to play Gary in a game. He's really good at chess actually, but doesn't really talk much, but he can play a bean game. But I want to put on some more videos for y'all, help you with some rules, give you some more gameplay, do some more reviews as well. I know I did the top 5 board games. You can check out my history and see that one. Take a look at it. Tell me if you enjoyed it, and if you want more of it, just let me know. But anyways, that's all I have for tonight, so y'all have a good one, and happy gaming. Later.